my name is Kelly Bluen. I am a certified Zentangle teacher. Welcome to day 30 of Inktober. Just today and tomorrow left. I can't believe we're at the end of the month already. Today's tangle is called SaveU, and it was created by Nadine Roller. So SaveU she created as a peace flower while thinking about what's going on in Ukraine. So it's a beautiful peace flower, and then inside the flower is smaller flowers, and just kind of an image of the smaller flowers are the people of Ukraine, and the rest of us on the outside, all we can do is hope and pray and surround them with our love and positive thoughts. So here comes this beautiful tangle. I'm using a Micron 01 pen on this calendar page. And so to create this, she makes a circle shape of like little bump out petals. So mine's going to be kind of tiny on here. But basically, we're just going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm doing 7 because that's what I had room for. You could do less, you could do more. And after we create that first outer floral shape, then underneath each petal, we're going to make a little V. I'm very wiggly tonight. I'm on a different table, and every time I move or breathe, I think it makes this wiggle, so I'm very sorry. All right, putting these little V shapes underneath each petal. And it created a little star. And then if you want, you could be done there and start adding these little flowers inside, or we could do another layer of putting in these petal shapes. And then another layer of these letter V's. I am so sorry for how tiny mine is. And then inside that star, she does little tiny flowers like that. I don't have room, so we're just going to pretend those are in there. And then she colors in all around those. So that is SaveU. You can also color in some of these. There's a lot of variations, but I'm just going to leave it at that so you get the basic idea. Okay, let's switch over to my larger sheet here. I'm going to zoom out, give you a quick peek at what I've got going on. There, you can see most of it. And I'm going to switch over to a Micron PN plastic nib pen, a little bit thicker. And this paper is a mixed media paper, so it's heavier, thicker, and I like using the thicker pen on it. So I've almost used up my space. I'm going to do today's tangle and tomorrow's, and then I'll just kind of fill it in with some lines and orbs and maybe another tangle or two that we did a previous day. Okay, let's see. I'm going to zoom back in. Okay, I'm gonna put that peace flower right here in this large opening. And I'm gonna start with my pencil, and I'm gonna draw a circular shape about the size of a quarter, just to give myself an idea and try to keep it kind of round. Then I'm going to put in these little bump out shapes. Not worried about how many I'm making. And then I'm going to do my V's, but I'm going to curve them a little bit like that. So I'm just looking at the petals individually and underneath them making this curved V shape. It's already so cute. Okay, so now inside of here, I'm going to, sorry, my phone is messing up. I'm having a rough time tonight. I apologize. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put in another round of the roundish petals. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to do those V shapes again. And it created that cute little star in the middle. And I'm going to squeeze in a couple of those tiny flowers and ink in around them. Here we go. Okay, so that is SaveU, and now I just want to add to it because I like doing variations. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to aura around the outside. It makes it a little bit bigger. It kind of gives it one more little hug, bringing it all together like that. And then I'm going to add some thicker lines. So on this inner petals, I'm going to just make these a little bit thicker. Round them out a little bit. And I'm also going to do that on the outer petals. Sometimes just playing with thicker lines can add so much without having to be really creative. You just thicken some lines and it changes things. Okay. And then in these little triangular shapes, I'm going to add auras and striping. I love tangles that you can add your own creativity to. It's so cute. The last thing I'm going to do is put in these little thin petals in each of these, just giving it just a little more of a floral look. If I want, I could do the same thing inside those, but I'm actually going to leave it for now. And then I just want to show you how I would connect this to the tangles around it so it's not floating. So my first thought, my first instinct is to add another one. I am so sorry about how wiggly this is. We have a house full of people and I'm in my son's room on his little desk and it's not very sturdy. Okay, so one of my thoughts is to put in another peace flower in the background to fill in some space. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, which seems kind of tricky to me, but that's okay. I like a challenge. Okay, so we'll put one right there. So we're going to do our bumps. like that. So as you can see, I'm just kind of imagining what this would look like. I feel like I'm missing something over here. Okay, you get the idea. I can do some shading and things later. I can aura it. And then over here, I've got a lot of extra room. So my first thought is to aura some of the tangles that I have going near it. So I'm going to aura this one a couple of times. See how that fills in that space and just sort of continues the lines I've already got going on. And then I like adding orbs and putting an aura around the orb. Do an orb over here and an aura around that. And this extra space here, I'm just going to fill in with ink. And I'll finish that part up later. But see how just adding some auras and orbs and ink, all of a sudden my tangles are connected and don't feel like they're just floating around. All right, I'm going to pick up my pencil and I'm going to do a tiny bit of shading on this. So the first thing I'm going to do is, let's see, on these little triangular areas here, I'm going to put some shading on each side. And this will kind of round those out. I'll blend that in a minute. And then on these petals, I'm just going to put a tiny bit in the bottom. And then I'll push that up. Get my tortillon. Soften those triangles. Oh, I'm trying so hard not to move this and it's not really working. And push up a little bit on those petals. And my tortillon has some graphite on it, and I can add a little bit to each of those middle shapes without even adding any more graphite, just using what I've already got on my tortillon. I'm going to finish up this one later, but I do want to show you how I would add shading to the outside of that first SaveU. And by doing that, it makes it look like the second one is behind it. So just adding that little bit of shadow makes that first one pop out and this bottom one blend in a little bit. All right, that is SaveU. Enjoy. I hope you have fun. See you tomorrow.